Hey folks, it's yours truly, back again and quarantined at the Lone Star Arcade. Hope you guys have been well. Just coming at you with another edition of, wait for it, Tip of the Day. So today I'm going to be discussing about a total play meter. And these are on pinball games, arcade games and such. Ball bowlers, shuffle bowlers. They helped operators count number of games that were played by people in arcades and also counting coins. These are two different ones I have. The one I'll be talking about today actually has lugs that come out of the side where the coil lugs come out, and I repaired that. Today's will be a 24 volt Gottlieb that I repaired, and basically the lugs off of it were pretty much broken. One was broken off completely and the other one was almost broken off. So the bottom line was I had to find a way to create some new lugs for it and save the coil. And that's what I did. So this is the first time I ever tried opening up one of these because I had a couple different ones given me, and luckily I had a pin sider named Mark who ended up giving me the one that I repaired that I'll be showing you today, and it's very generous of him just to give it to me, and a couple hours work into it and bam, got it working. I ended up taking off the casing first, which is easy. They just have little bendable tabs. Different ones have different ways to bend off the tabs, so you'll figure it out. Take the casing off, the coil was there, pretty much held on like a coil would be in a relay. You got the center screw that goes through it. You remove that from the back of this certain one that I did. And then you have to get a pair of pliers in order to hold the magnet in front of the coil because it will spin. You won't be able to get the screw off. So please keep that in mind. Nice thin pair of needle nose pliers will work for you and get that job done. Alright, so I got a variety of different connectors that you can get at Home Depot, Lowe's, and I chose the red ones because they're small, they accommodate the smallest wire, and was able to get them to attach to the wires on the coil by unwinding a little bit off the coil and then putting them through the little lug ends. As you can see, I kind of put them in backwards with the fork towards the coil. And then I super glued them in that way, and then to secure them I did about a 1/4 inch heat shrink tape, two different pieces on each lug to hold it on securely so they're just not going to pull back out. They're there for good. And if you're following the pictures there in the video, you can see that I ended up crimping the lugs once the wire was through it. You can also wrap it around there, but it's nice to be able to actually crimp the wire to the lug on the fork. You get your solder gun, get some solder, and go ahead and solder the ends to make the electrical connection. Alright, congrats! You got the coil together. Now you want to test it with your multimeter. Make sure that your connections are there. And hopefully you had already tested with your multimeter just to make sure that the coil was good to begin with. Now as far as ohms, it should check between around 19 ohms, give or take. The coil back in the case, you might take a little bit of finesse and working it back and forth as you now have a kind of thicker end part there with your heat shrink tape and that. So just be patient, it will go back in. You could use a end of a extension on a ratchet is what I used. You can see that in the picture. Alright, another note. I just pretty much repaired the coil, cleaned up the casing, cleaned up a little bit on the inside and around, got some oil off, got some writing off the casing, put a new label on it. I did not have to repair the numbers. I did not have to repair the spring or the actuator plate or anything. Something you can do that's not too involved is if you want to clean the numbers, just do what you would do with score wheels basically. You get a little dish soap and water and get a Q-tip and go ahead and get in there and start cleaning up the numbers. It's not going to take off nicotine, so if the numbers are yellow, it's going to be just like your score wheels. Unfortunately, if you have the thing all gunked up with grease, you'd probably have to tear it apart. Like I said, I didn't have to do that. Well folks, that's all I got. You guys stay healthy, stay happy, and go play some old-time pinball, and I'll see you next time. I'm gone!